Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. Today I thought we would do something kind of fun. We're just going to do like a nostalgic makeup look. I'm going to do my makeup like I did back in high school. And what I thought would be fun is I'm going to use the same products on both sides of my face. But on the left side I'm going to do it just like I would have done in high school. And then on the right side I'm going to use the exact same products, but I'm just going to apply them with the tools and in the way that I would now. And this is my inspiration photo. This is my high school like graduation picture, like for the yearbook. It's a little bit damaged. It's been through a fire, so it's lucky to be here. But as you can see, I did nothing with those eyebrows. Got some pretty heavy eyeliner. Got a kind of a berry tone lip, which is still a color I like. But yeah, if I could tell this girl some stuff. Whew. Stay away from that one guy. No, not really. I probably wouldn't, because everything that happens in your life, I think, kind of makes you who you are right now. So, you know, I would probably tell her to stay out of the sun and don't smoke cigarettes. And you can see it looks like I've got on a pinky eyeshadow, but I actually remember I laid out in the sun this day before I went, so I got a little bit blistered. And I think they must have like photoshopped out some of my freckles, because I definitely had freckles back then. But we're just going to get started, and I picked up as many products as I could that were like what I would have used. So to start with, I've got this Covergirl Clean Liquid Foundation. I picked up the shade 125 Buff Beige. And what's so funny about this foundation, after I had picked it up for this video, I saw, I want to say it was like Jen Phelps and Emily Noel. Apparently Covergirl had sent out some products in PR to both of those ladies, and this was one of the foundations that they sent. So we're gonna, oh yeah, it smells like Noxzema. So I'm just gonna get some on my finger, and we're gonna start dotting it around over here. And I even would have did a little dab on my eyelid. And I just rubbed my foundation in with my fingers. So that's what I'm gonna do over on this side. Feels kind of weird to just be rubbing this in just with my fingers. Like just on the one side. And that smell is just, takes you right back. Which I don't mind using my fingers for makeup these days, but I prefer the blend I get with a sponge. It's pretty light coverage. Doesn't really cover much. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the other side of my face, but I'm gonna use my sponge to blend it out. We'll even do a little dab up there, because I'm not going to do, I didn't use any kind of concealer or anything back then. I don't even know if that was a thing for, you know, just everyday people. Maybe it was, but it wasn't in my world. Which, you know, at that age I didn't have anything to conceal, so. And like I did on the other side, I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Well, this smell just takes you right back. I don't know why I find it funny that it still smells the same. Dipping over to the other side. That color's actually not a bad shade. I definitely think it looks better. I know it's probably not picking up on camera, but it's actually not a bad finish. But I definitely like I think it looks prettier pressed in with a sponge. All right. And then we'll do some powder. I feel like this was not the right color, but it's the Clean Fresh Healthy Look pressed powder. And it is, I just got translucent. Should have opened it. I opened the stuff that was super hard to open. It's just a plain powder. And I would have used whatever little applicator. One side of this feels kind of leathery and the other side's the actual. And then on the side that what I would normally do now, I'm going to use a brush and just give that a little light dusting. It's actually not a terrible looking powder. I like it better, I think, with the brush than I do the little applicator that came in it, but I'm definitely going to keep using that and see how I like it. And then for eyeshadow, I picked up one of their little quads, because this is what I would have used back then. And I think this is Natural Nudes. And we're going to use the little sponge tip applicator in here for this left side. And what I normally did, I took the lightest shade. This is kind of pinky. It's got a little bit of shimmer. I'm just going to get this on the applicator, and I would have put it everywhere, all over my lid, all the way up to the brow bone. Still smells the same. It actually looks like it's got a little shimmer in it. And then I'm going to take the deeper shade in here, and I'm going to use the little pointy end. And I hope I can do this like I did back then. I would have taken, just got some product on there. And then right in my crease, I just did a little whoop. And then on the brow bone, I took the lightest shade in here, and I always highlight it under there. And then I would just take my hands and buff over it. And you can see, just got a little color in there, but you only see it when my eyes closed. And then let's go ahead and we'll do the eyeliner on this eye. I just picked up the Covergirl Perfect Blend in black, I can't talk, black brown. It's got the little smudger on the end. Oh, this may be rough. Oh yeah, this feels like it might be rough. But I would have just right next to the lash line It's actually not as rough as it felt like it was going to be. And I wouldn't have done any kind of smudging because, you know, it's the 90s. We're not smudging anything. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line. Let's see. I don't know if I can stay in frame with you guys. But I would have went all the way across. Trying to make sure I've got that thick enough on the top. And we're not smudging anything out, we're just leaving that like it is. And then I'm gonna do the other eye. Like I said, I'm gonna use the same palette, but I'm gonna use some brushes. And I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade again. I'm just gonna use a flat shader brush. When I was looking at that picture, I couldn't believe I didn't do anything with my eyebrows, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. Because back then the trend was, you know, the super pencil thin, excuse me, pencil thin brows, so I probably wouldn't have any left today if I had. I know a lot of folks that plucked away all their eyebrows back in the 90s and the early 2000s, don't have any left today, so I guess I lucked up that I was lazy in that department. And then I'm gonna take my little detail A504 from the Hot and Flashy, and I'm gonna go into the gray, or this, you know, deeper shade in here. And we'll put that over here in the outer corner. You know, kind of my usual. This does not come off quite as dark on the eye, I don't feel like. And I'm curious as to how these shadows wear, you know, like if they fade, because it seems like they used to fade away. think I'm going to take one of these, take that lighter shade that we put everywhere and do a little bit on a fluffy brush. And just kind of go over that edge to soften that up a little bit. Let me get a little handheld mirror here and see. I feel like all of these have a little shimmer in them. Let me see if I can get a smaller, like a more dense, flat, shove that right in the packing brush and see if I can deepen up, because you know the density of your brush, if you apply eyeshadow with a more dense brush, you get a little bit deeper pigment versus a fluffy brush. I feel like that's about to fall out there. I feel like that's probably just about all I'm going to get out of that. And then I'm going to take, let me wipe my hands off here. I'm going to take the little shimmery shade in here and put that on the lid. These are really kind of dusty. Definitely better drugstore eyeshadow out there these days. And Covergirl may have I think that's got like straight glitter in it. I'm going to take that matte white. See if we can lighten this up a little bit right here on this inner. These shimmery shades are very glittery. But it's like chunks of glitter that are not really stuck in there good. And then I am going to use the same eyeliner, but we're going to smudge it a little bit this time. Just going to tuck it right to the base of those lashes. Have to press kind of hard to get this to give you much. And I'm going to take the little smudgy side. And then I'm going to do just a little bit on this outside corner. And then smudge it in. There is glitter particles everywhere. All right, so let's put on a little mascara. I picked up this green tube of Covergirl Clump Crusher. I used this stuff for a long time, even way after high school. I know I went through a phase where I was trying out a lot of different high-end mascaras, and nearly all of them like flaked or smudged, and I ended up just going back to this guy. It's got the silicone bristles that I like, and it, you know, comes separate. Let me comb these lashes out where I've smudged them around with that eyeliner. Honestly, I feel like that eyeshadow applied better with the little applicator that came in the thing than it did the brushes. And I would really build up the mascara back then. And even on my lower lashes, I would put quite a bit. All right, that's one eye. I can't hardly talk and do mascara. And I'm actually filming this on the same day that I'm gonna post it. You know, with Thanksgiving, my week was kind of a little bit off, and then we ended up, my grandson was sick, and my daughter also has a newborn, so we brought him home with us Thanksgiving and just kept him overnight just to give him some extra loving. And in true Leslie fashion, I've got mascara all under my eye there. And then just gonna do a tiny bit on these lower lashes on this side. This mascara definitely doesn't give you the volume that like my Maybelline Great Lash does, and I've poked my eye with that dang brush and it's watering. Get it together. Yeah, the color payout on that eyeshadow is terrible. I would not recommend that. But you know, back when I was younger, it was all I could afford. It's all I had. So for blush, I've got one of the Cheekers blushes, and I got the shade Natural Rose. I couldn't remember what color I used, excuse me, but it was always kind of a pinky, and I just used the brush that came with it to apply it. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm just kind of trying to fluff the brush out on my hand so that it's not so stiff. And I would start on the apples of the cheeks. Because, you know, I was young and everything was where it was supposed to be. This brush is terrible. And then I always did the nose and the chin and a little on the forehead. This brush is horrible. So that's that. And then for the other cheek, I'm going to use an angled blush brush. It's very dusty. And I'm going to keep it a little higher. I don't know if you can really tell the difference in here, but we'll go outside in the natural light because all we've got left is lipstick. I didn't use bronzer or highlighter or any of that. Was it even a thing back then? I don't know. That foundation is gathering like in my lip lines and stuff. But you know, back then I didn't have lines. And for lipstick, also Covergirl. Not sure which formula this is, but I've got the shade, heck if I know. It's the shade number is 430, but I have no idea what shade it actually is, and that's the color. I had picked up another one in their, I think their cream formula in Tantalize, and you can see how this looks there. And then this is the lipstick. Look at this color. Like pink. Which I'll use this, you know, with a lip liner, but that shade was way off. Because, you know, you don't get to swatch anything in the store. And even this color doesn't quite... It's not quite the shade that I thought it was going to be. You'll see when we get outside it's a little pinker. It's a pretty shade. And I actually like Covergirl lipsticks. Now obviously I would pair it with a lip liner of some sort. So this is our nostalgic side, how I would do it now side. We're gonna go outside. Can I say side one more time? And I'll show you what everything looks like in natural light. All right, here we are outside in natural light just so y'all can see everything just a little bit better. And to me, you know, this eye just looks kind of droopy and heavy. This is my nostalgic eye. And then blush wise, you know, where I brought this all the way down to the apple of the cheek kind of drags that down a little bit, whereas this side's a little bit more lifted. And then eyeshadow, that eyeshadow's terrible. I do not recommend. It's really kind of hard to tell. You know, they're not very pigmented. They don't show up very well. Now this lipstick color I actually like, but that foundation, I know y'all can't see, but it on the side that I applied with my fingers is settling into my lines. Whereas the side that I applied with a sponge, you know, is just sitting a little bit better. And this is actually my droopier eye, but the way that I've applied this eyeliner and everything, it looks more lifted than this eye. I think the whole side of my face does, but I may keep trying that foundation and just see, you know, maybe with a primer or something if it looks better, but the eyeshadow, it's just not very pigmented. I've got glitter everywhere, so The lip color maybe making the teeth look a little yellow, but it's time for some whitening. But I like the lip color and it feels nice. You know, that cream formula. Like I said, I like CoverGirl lipsticks, but so that is our half nostalgic face. But I like that mascara too. I would recommend the mascara, and their lipsticks are nice. The blush, I'll have to keep playing with it and see how long lasting it is, but that foundation didn't really give much coverage, which I don't mind a little bit of a lighter coverage. But that's our video for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Hopefully it should be on Wednesday. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your sweet comments. I know I'm still having problems responding to comments and comments not showing up. And since I'm not in the partner program with YouTube where, you know, my channel is monetized, I cannot directly speak to somebody. All I can do is leave feedback. So, you know, I've done that, but it doesn't seem to really be helping. But either way, just know if I can respond to your comment, I absolutely will, because I appreciate every single one of them. And if you can subscribe, you know, subscribe if you want to. I know some people have had trouble with that. And if you can give the video a thumbs up, you know, that helps as well. But I know some people have not even been able to do that. So I don't know. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.